Hey everyone, Kunik here, back with another RPG horror story for you today. In this story we have quite possibly the worst player I have ever seen from a gameplay standpoint in a tabletop role-playing game. So with that said, let's roll for initiative and begin the story. We all have that one player from time to time. For us, that player was Chris. Decent guy, but horrible at the table. He was the guy that would literally wander off in a game at the very beginning of the game. Like, as in the first sentence of the campaign, you are all sitting in a tavern, and you start hearing several patrons crying about their kidnapped children. He interrupts. It doesn't seem like something my character cares about. I leave town and head north. Or the time it was a futuristic game, and they were part of a mercenary company, very elite, sent on a reconnaissance mission to analyze which of the two rival factions to join. They found a train carrying prisoners from one group and power armor from the other faction was on the train. Perfect chance for some roleplay, information gathering, maybe even some sleight of hand. No, he just decided to blow up the whole train, getting personnel on both sides killed and getting their entire merc company blacklisted, then attacked his own prior employer when he fired him. Surprisingly, he is not the villain of the story. He just introduced us to him. So, for some idiotic reason, even after his behavior, he asked my girlfriend at the time to run a game for him, me, one other of my friends, and two of his, Jay and Lee. So we agree on Rifts, older magic/tech game, and my girlfriend sinks hours into building a campaign. It should be noted that while we were prepping our characters, Jay ran a one-shot so we could all see if we got along, and seemed to. Plus, he was a pretty decent DM. Anyway, we start the longer campaign, and the first couple of hours go okay. Now, Chris, Lee, and Jay are all min-maxers, while my friend and I tried to build solid characters. We get through a combat or two, and Lee's character in particular is just mopping the floor with everything. This is a pretty powerful system, with even level 1 characters having building leveling abilities, so at first it doesn't seem too crazy. However, by the third combat, something is wrong. Guy is shrugging off tank shells, plasma blasts, punches from robots, and not taking any damage, according to Lee. My girlfriend, the GM, already annoyed with having to babysit Chris as normal, and now this turned to Lee. Okay, you're going to need to explain how your character is doing so much damage and is so resistant. He just looks at her and says, "No. We've been gaming for years, and maybe it's just my groups, but this is so far out of left field and etiquette that myself, my friend, and GM just start for a minute." "Yes," she finally says. "I don't need to tell you that," he continues. Finally thinking she figured the problem, says, "Oh, I get it. If you have abilities you want to keep from the party, I understand. We can step outside for a minute." "No, I'm not going to do that either." "Then give me your character sheet." "No." I've never seen this level of disrespect to a GM. My girlfriend is starting to tear up from rage. Chris, Lee, and Jay are all laughing at this exchange. In addition to being rude, how in the hell is a DM supposed to plan engaging encounters without knowing abilities? "Okay, then we're done," she says after a minute and starts stacking her notes and puts away her dice. They keep laughing for a minute until they realize she is serious. Was there a last chance to maybe back down and not ruin everyone's night? No. Lee muttered something under his breath, which we probably are better off no one heard exactly, and the group packed up and left. Never played with either of those three again. I know they kept playing. Chris wasn't actually a bad dude, and he was a friend of mine, just hated being at a table with him. Was a long time before my girlfriend was willing to GM again. End post. Okay, I don't know if there's a very easy way to deal with any kind of a circumstance like this. It certainly came out of left field. She tried to work with him, and no matter what she said, he wasn't willing to work with her. And like the OP said, how do you balance an encounter if you don't know what your players have at their disposal? So it sounded like, on top of him being a min-maxing jerk, he wanted to make it even harder for the GM to do any kind of significant damage to him. So effectively, he would be completely OP in combat. Not exactly very fun for the DM, let alone everyone else at the table. What are they going to do if they're sitting here struggling a little bit and you're just, having tank shells and crap, ricochet off your chest? It doesn't exactly sound fair, and I'm sure eventually would have led to a table just having a mutiny against that player. Something not nice would have happened as a result. Anyhow, that's all for this story. As always, the source of the video is in the description below. In addition to that, we also have a Discord server, so if you're interested in chatting with everyone there, link is also in the description. If you like the story and you want to hear more just like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon to be notified of future videos. So while you wait for my next video, here are a few related videos that you can watch in the meantime.